All right, Pete.
Thank you.
Hey, all right. Thanks for having me.
Mark, nice to meet you.
Hey, you
Welcome
too.
to Gruber Motor Company, what we call the auto shop of the future.
Ooh, I like it.
The first thing that people remark on when they walk in here is they're expecting an auto shop. What you'll see is an electronics lab here. What we end up doing is basically an engine rebuild in the electronics world. There's a bunch of stuff in here that is old, aging, that needs to be replaced.
Yeah, this looks like an old boom, like you take apart a boombox or a keyboard.
Yeah, basically. But we also in here work on Model S product. This, for example, is that 17-inch screen that sits on the Tesla Model S. Behind that screen is a Linux computer. This is what talks to the car and communicates with the mothership.
Wow.
And keeps track of everything that the car is doing. Now here's a scary thought. These cars are a node on a network. So Tesla always knows where you are, what you're doing, what restaurants you frequent, whether you're spending time at your mistress's address, how much time, you know.
Oh
so
boy.
It gets pretty scary how much data is actually being logged and is available.
My Tesla won't let me go near a playground.
Really?
Yeah.
Tesla gave everything away. Nicholas.
Wow. I think he died penniless.
Yep, he was losing his mind. He had a relationship with pigeons in a hotel, and
ooh, like Mike Tyson.
Pretty weird toward the end.
Ah, that's a shame, huh?
Let me show you what happens in the shop here. Well, so this is the electronics portion here.
All right.
Then this stuff ends up in the cars.
Yeah, this is a little above my pay grade with the electronics. Look at this! Wow!
First thing is, this is a Lotus Elise. When Tesla was still young and small, they went on contract to get 2,400 of these empty shells with the goal of electrifying them. It was a bad idea. Elon admits it to this day, said it ranks up there as one of the dumbest ideas ever.
What?
So they ended up...
What about naming his kid that?
Yeah.
All right. Beautiful car.
They come in a variety of colors. This is the only insane green in the United States.
Come on! Insane green.
It's one of the
It's my favorite weed.
100 Tesla Roadsters. So let me show you what's inside these cars. Lots of electronics, first of all. This is what's inside this car that propels it for 240 miles when it was new. It is 1,000 pounds.
Wow.
There are 6,831 lithium-ion vape cigarette cells mounted in 11 sheets.
Man. Tesla, a real vape apologist.
So let me show you what's inside the sheets.
Quick rub for good luck.
So this is the Roadster sheet, they call it. 621 vape cigarette cells. And then this is a Tesla Model S module, they call it. It's the same technology. It's a bunch of 18650 cells. They end up with an enormous amount of concentrated energy that then makes these cars go.
Wow, man, oh man. Now, do you think eventually everything will be electric?
Oh, definitely, yeah. By 2035, most countries now and some of the states have mandated that they will not allow internal combustion engine production anymore. So this is the Tesla Model S battery, completely different layout than the Roadster, which is a concentrated 1,000-pound pack that somehow gets jammed up into that Lotus Elise. In a Tesla Model S, the entire floor is this battery, and this one is missing the battery.
Yeah, upskirt. How much is that? That's got to weigh a ton.
Well, the battery pack here that goes into the car is 1,200 pounds, so it immediately increases it.
So I've got an old 73 Beamer. Is it worth it to make that electric?
It's not cost effective. Eventually, though, there will be companies that will be making conversions.
Yes.
And once they do, the scale of economies is reached, then yeah, people are going to want to convert their cars.
Yeah, I was converted. I used to be a homosexual. Luckily, my parents sent me to that camp. What do you call this guy? The blue?
The blue one down here?
Yeah.
That's a Glacier Blue.
Oh boy, you see, car colors have gotten so boring over the years. Remember back in the day, you'd have a good-looking 02 or a 911.
Yeah.
You know, with those fun colors, or Carmen Ghia. It's nice to see some wacky colors again.
You know, what you're seeing in the shop right now are really demure Roadster colors. We've got so many blacks and grays.
Yeah.
Normally, they're like Skittles in here. See
Right.
that orange over there, the insane green, the electric blue. So we get really bright colors, but right now we have a preponderance of darker colors. But you know, despite that, when people come in here, they don't ooh and ah over the Tesla Model S, X3, or Y. They
Sure.
go right to the Roadster, and that's
Of course.
what usually intrigues them.
Yeah, well, we've seen these all over the road. This I've never seen.
These Roadsters were really breaking records at the time. They released them in 2008. The 0 to 60 on this in a sport version is 3.7 seconds.
Wow.
And that was like Lamborghini, Ferrari territory. And that was the original Tesla goal, was to, as I think Elon puts it, create a smackdown to ICE vehicles and show them that electric cars can be sexy, fun, and fast.
Hell
Now,
yeah.
Then they built the Model S, and suddenly you've got literally a 4-door grocery getter sedan that you can have grandma in the back with the grandkids and the family dog.
Sure.
And this thing actually beats that by over a second.
Wow.
The 0 to 60 on a P100D Ludicrous is 2.4 seconds.
Oh my
And now
Lord.
this plaid thing is like 2 seconds.
That's faster than
never
me in the
experienced-
bedroom. Sorry. Very cool that this is like a sleeper. It looks like, you know, just a regular daily driver. What do you think about the big screen, though? Some people say, hey, don't text and drive, yet Tesla's like, screw you, I'm putting in a big screen.
Right. That's probably a safety issue.
Why don't you see more of these on the road? They're such good-looking cars. They'll last a while. They're electric.
They made 2,400 of them
That's it?
globally.
Wow.
Tesla couldn't afford many more at the time that they were in production on these. And they quickly had to stop making them because this was part of the reason they were going bankrupt.
Ah.
They were selling all of these Roadsters under cost. And it was basically because they were a young company. They weren't doing good cost accounting. The vendors that they had weren't impressed with their small quantities of orders. You know, 2,400 is usually a prototype around a GM.
Sure.
And when you get into production, that's when you see your scale of economies.
Got it.
So they had to quickly stop making these and go to something sustainable, and that's where the Model S came in.
And I see these all, you go to LA and this is every
that's all you
third
see.
car.
Yeah.
Now how much to pick up one of these puppies?
Well, in last year, in September, you could buy a functioning Tesla Roadster. 2 of them sold on eBay for $39,500,
What?
which was the lowest it ever got.
That's like a Camry.
Yeah. Since then, these are now selling for $90,000 to $130,000.
There we
and they're
go.
still going up.
So if they only made 2,400, how'd you get your hands on so many?
Well, people ship these to us from all over the United States, even Canada. And the reason is we've become the expert on the repairing of Roadsters. Tesla even refers us.
Wow, that's impressive. So, you know, this is all fairly new technology. How the hell did you learn all of it so quick?
Well, it all started with me buying one of these beasts. I wanted to go 100% battery electric vehicle.
Yep.
Got a Tesla Roadster. I was actually going to buy George Clooney's car. Before I flew there to look at the car, I decided to call a friend of mine here in town who had a lightning green Roadster just like that. And I said, how do you like it? He says, I love it. So I drove it for a year, and one day one of the field engineers looked in the trunk as I was taking my lunch pail out, and he said, what is this? And I said, well, that's a 3-phase inverter. And he said, you know, we repair those. We're in the critical power business. We repair UPSs and data centers.
Yeah.
That was a paradigm shift that convinced me that we've been in the Tesla business all along. So I'm going to start fixing these.
Yeah. So you must be pretty rich.
Oh, very, yes.
Good for you. Hell yeah.
All right, we're going to go on a ride now, I think.
Yeah. I'm coming in.
All right.
Pete. Oh, man.
We actually have customers that sell these things because they can't do what they call the Roadster wiggle anymore. Get in and out of the car.
Oh.
So where do you live?
I live in New York City.
Oh, New York City, okay.
Yeah, Manhattan.
I'm from Rochester, New York. That's nowhere near the, you know, but it's still New York.
I love Rochester.
Do ya?
Garbage plate.
Yeah. That's, well, that was well after I left in 75.
okay.
But, so what's it like in New York City? Do you have a car at all, or do you just kind of...
I don't. I actually have that BMW, but it's a classic, so I don't really drive it too much. But yeah, it's subways and buses and walking. It's almost not worth it having a car. But I love cars.
So what we'll do up here is go to a standing start and then just launch this thing. With the P90D Ludicrous that I normally drive, every visitor that comes, and we get a number of corporate guys that come during the week, I always take them out here for a Ludicrous launch, and even the most serious, staunch, you know, guys, they end up stamping their feet and giggling like a schoolgirl once I take off on that thing. It's like a roller coaster ride.
That's great. Wow, this only has 166 miles? That can't be right.
That's our range. The mileage on this car is actually pretty low. It was like under 6,000.
What?
Yeah.
Holy hell.
People that own these don't drive them every day.
Yeah, of
All
course.
right, so complete stop. And there we go. Now the sport version Roadster will actually go 0 to 60 in 3.7 seconds. This is 3.9. Now notice that too?
Oh boy.
Yeah, battery hot. In this climate,
Yeah.
these batteries just weren't designed for this kind of heat.
Right.
So with the larger battery pack, that's a common error that you get. Now all it does is it will limit your power,
Okay.
so that instead of 3.9 seconds, we're probably at 4.4, 0.5 or something.
Still great.
So what's fun with those other Model S cars, the ones that are performance, ludicrous mode, is you get a car like this and you can just smoke them.
Oh, no doubt about it.
You know, the Corvettes, even the Italian exotics, and the best ones are the crotch rockets. Theoretically, they should be able to beat you, but they got one tire on the ground.
Right, right.
And oftentimes I'll see my side view mirror, their front wheel is up and they're trying to keep up, and I've got 4-wheel drive,
Yeah.
1,000 horsepower, and it just, annihilates them. Now, of course, once you get out 150 feet, they blow by you doing 90 miles an hour, but I'm not the guy that's going to do 100 on a residential street.
So when the battery gets hot, does it cool itself, or
Yes.
is it air cooled, I assume?
Yeah, what it will also do is there's coolant that runs through there, and there are pumps and sensors, but it will eventually redirect the cooling in the cabin because we're not as important as the battery.
Right.
So if it starts to warm up in here, the heat exchanger is kicked in, and it is deciding that the battery is far more important than the occupants.
They must know you around town. Oh, there's Pete.
It was a funny story. I take the same route every morning, of course, and there's this guy on a motorcycle that always looks at the car. One day he asked me to roll down the window, and he says, "I know what you do. You wrap cars, and you keep wrapping a car like this different every time I see you." And I explained to him that these are customer cars.
Ah,
So the other thing about these cars is the brakes were designed for a much lighter Lotus Elise. So with that 1,000-pound battery pack, braking is really tricky in this car.
oh really?
And the majority of collisions with these cars are front end because they just ram into cars.
Oh yeah. Wow, well thank you. That was exhilarating. I think it cured my hangover.
Yeah?
Oh yeah, just that pickup.
So what time are you on tonight?
I got 2 shows tonight, 7:30 and 9:30.
Okay.
You want to come by? I can put you on the list, no pressure.
Ah. Let's see what my wife is doing.
Oh, there you go.
We actually went to see Deuce Bigelow.
Rob Schneider.
Yeah, Rob Schneider.
Yeah, he's fun.
Yeah.
Deuce Bigelow. All right. Thanks, Pete. That was amazing. I mean, that was a turn on. That thing's got some real giddy up and go. I love it here. What a beautiful car. And this is rum and coke. I wouldn't mind getting behind the wheel of one of these. What do you say?
Well, Mark, thanks for coming back.
All right.
Coming to Gruber Motor Company.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Plug in there, Yeah.
Get the Gruber.